Hello, everybody. Today is May 3rd, 2024. This is Basic Block 17 tutorial for the Sampler So Long that has been hosted by Rita's Roost, Mona Did What, Rowena, and myself. Today we are working on Chunky Shoo Fly. The pattern can be found at Delaware Quilts. However, as I've been doing through the whole series, I just ran the program on EQ8, made a few tweaks so that I could share some cutting instructions with you. Now, the fabrics that are needed are two light and dark fabrics for background and a feature fabric. Or if you want, you can use your scraps and make whatever choice you want, making certain that you have lights and darks. Now, the cutting instructions are for your background or light fabric, you will need two 6-inch squares and four 2.5 by 5.5 rectangles. For your feature or your dark fabric, you will need two 6-inch squares and one 2.5 square. So again, the cutting directions are on your background fabric. You will need two 6-inch squares and four 2.5 by 5.5 rectangles. For your dark or printed fabric, you will need two 6-inch squares and one 2.5-inch square. Very easy. So I'm going to set this aside for now. And we are going to work with our 6-inch squares on both dark and light. We are going to make HSTs. So we're going to pull a dark and a light, print sides facing together. And we are going to draw a diagonal line from one corner to the other on the back side of your light fabric. You're going to be sewing 1/4 inch away on both sides of that drawn line. And if it helps, stick a pin in it to keep your fabric together. We are going to take this to the sewing machine and take care of that now. We'll see you back in a few minutes. I'll see you back. All right, so we have sewn our 2 units together, making a diagonal line, sewing on either side of that drawn diagonal line. You are now going to cut in between the diagonal line from corner to corner, or in between the sewn lines that you've drawn. And you just gotta do that. You should end up with units that look like this. You are then going to take it to the ironing station and press it towards the dark fabric. Then you will go ahead and trim it up to 5.5 inches. And we just want to make sure that when you trim it up, you have that diagonal line on your ruler, on the diagonal line on the diagonal line of your block, making certain that you have enough on both sides or all sides to make a 5.5 inch square. Flip it around, find your 5.5 inch mark with whatever ruler you're using. You are going to do this to all 4 units. Let's go ahead and get that done now. Okay, we are back. We have our HSTs all trimmed up to 5.5 inches. We are ready for block assembly. And let me just go ahead and grab my 2.5 by 5.5 background fabric and my 2.5 inch dark print. And so what we're going to do is we are going to take our HSTs facing all of the dark fabric towards the inside with our background fabric at each corner. And you're going to place your 2.5 inch square right in the middle. And then you are going to take your stripped or your rectangles and place them just like this. And now we have a 9 patch. So we are just going to sew the way we have been doing sewing 9 patches, which is flipping this over, taking a 1/4 inch seam or 1/4 inch stitch. And when that is all stitched up, you are going to flip it over and take your 1/4 inch seam so that you end up with 3 rows. Let's go ahead and get that done. All right, we have sewn our rows together. And now we are just going to take the final two stitches or sew lines. I'm sorry, lost my train of thought there. You're just simply going to fold that up, nesting those seams together. If you need to pin, you can go ahead and pin. Just like that. When you've taken your 1/4 inch seam, you'll open it up and join your final row. And let's go ahead and get this part done. And our block is finished. Beautiful, big block that showcases big pattern prints or bold prints. Love this. It would make a beautiful quilts together. You can make it scrappy. You can do whatever you want. Use up that scrap fabric. Nice go-to block. And you can also just decide to change that middle color as I did in this block. But this is a quick, simple block. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look for video 18 on our next basic block. And I appreciate you being here. As always, be blessed, be kind, and keep sewing. Thank you.